Underground Podcast.
Have you been night crawling yet?
Night crawling? Oh, have I tried night crawling myself?
Yeah.
No. Oh no. Yeah, police radio for that shit.
You can still buy those, right? You can buy those, right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
A scanner, right? Is that what it's called?
Maybe.
A scanner, police scanner. Well, you're not doing a very good job if you do want to be night crawling.
I don't think I want to be a night crawler.
With great power comes great responsibility, Brian.
Is that great power, though? I think it's just kind of fucked up.
You're informing the locals of how many bad things are going on in town so that they're advised to stay indoors for the rest of their fucking life.
Yeah. That's an important message.
It is.
To be afraid of everything.
Yeah, be afraid of everything. Because your next door neighbor could fucking lynch you. Or kill you.
Is this the start of the episode?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even realize we were recording. That time I was listening to Trivium, not the friggin'
Oh, yeah. We're rocking and rolling.
not quite the intro music.
We're getting it going.
We already had our Om. Okay, so we're on.
Shoma shom.
We're live here with Trivium.
Well, not really with them, but, you know.
I wish. Then I could tell them to make another good CD.
Oh, no, Brian. Oh, no.
Burn.
So before you get your gears grinded, we want to remind everyone that if you really want to grind your gears and get really pissed off,
Yeah.
go to theintercept.org
Yeah.
so that you can find out what's wrong with humanity
Yeah.
just a little more.
Yeah.
Or what's right with humanity. Because it can be both,
Yeah.
you know. It can
Give
be
you a little
both.
upward inflection, yeah, for that
Yeah,
one.
this is, you know, there's some good stuff on there. Having information is vital, you know. It's a good idea to have information. And to not have information, you know, it's dangerous, you know. You want to be able to know what's going on. You want to know what could potentially happen to you, you know. So, you know, depending on what kind
Because knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. What was it?
I couldn't resist.
Hey, man. It is true, though. Knowledge is power.
It is true.
Yeah.
Kids listen.
Yeah, they had it
Knowledge
right.
is power.
They had it right in second grade.
Speaking of knowledge, I got a pretty cool bit of scientific information here.
Really?
Yeah.
That the stars are not millions of years old?
The stars are painted on by Jeebus.
Brought to you by Joel Osteen.
yeah, right? No, apparently scientists over in South Korea / Russia and other various places where mammoths are being thawed out due to the melting of ice.
Yes. They want to recreate them?
Dude, they're trying to clone a mammoth and bring that species back to life.
They
They're
need
like-
to do that with the what the hell was it? The black tusk rhino. I just saw today that it got extinct.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's done.
It's gone.
There's a subspecies of rhino that went extinct
Yep.
because of poaching.
Yep.
Or I think a handful of different circumstances, but
Yeah,
one big one is poaching.
Of course,
Yeah.
always plays a role. And actually, you know what's fucked up?
Fucking
Even with the
esoteric
mammoths.
idiots and think that the friggin' horns will give you some kind of miracle or some shit.
Oh, people believe if you eat ground up rhino horn, it will give you erections.
Like it's a libido booster?
It's believed to be an aphrodisiac. And
Oh, for Christ.
yeah. Like, what happened? Just take a Viagra, motherfucker. It's probably way cheaper, too.
Yeah, oh my God, man.
But, yeah, they're trying to clone these mammoths. And, but there's also a conflict there because apparently there's poachers in these icy areas that take the frozen mammoth tusks because they're ivory. So
Dude.
those motherfuckers, even out there, they
We've
want
got
the
enough
dead
pianos, man. They're electrical
Right?
now.
shit. Seriously.
Just plug in.
So, yeah, there's that. But we could, if science permits, we could see woolly mammoths returning to the world.
That'll be great because if that really does go down, okay, it'll be great and weird, obviously.
Crazy, yeah.
Great in the sense of like, all right, let's bring back a couple animals that were amazing and great that we fucked over hardcore. 2, if you do bring back the mammoth and they do start breeding and they do make enough of them where it's not back to normal, but you know what I mean, where there's an abundance of them.
Make it a food crop.
I really don't know what their natural environment is. how they graze? Will they be wild?
Yeah.
Or do you know what I mean? Like, from the beginning, if we engineer them, will every single one of them be in captivity? Opposed to there's so
Free
many.
range.
Do you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
there's
Like,
animals.
will they just be lab animals?
Yeah.
I hope not.
Opposed to animals that we haven't captured all of them because there is an abundance, so they are still wild. You
Yeah.
know, there's wild crocodiles.
Right.
You know, but if crocodiles didn't exist and we started making them, will every single one of them be tagged? Will every one of them be in captivity, kind of thing?
I hope not.
You know, or can you integrate these animals back into life?
I think it would
the
be
second
cool,
an animal
though.
sees a mammoth, they're like, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah.
I've only heard
it might
stories
change
of you.
the ecosystem a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think they just eat. I don't know if they're carnivores. I think they might have just eaten like grass and elephants. Elephants just eat, leaves and shit.
So you could kind of easily place them in, landscapes and countries now that have
Try to throw them in there.
a whole
yeah.
ecosystem and stuff.
I think it'd be cool if there
Obviously,
was such
they
an
lived.
overabundance of them that they could be like grass-fed and free-range raised as cattle. I want to eat a grass-fed mammoth steak.
That's crazy.
How about that? New food source.
I put
cloning animals, and if
Hey.
the cloning process doesn't like chemicalize the fucking meat or anything,
Yeah.
that'd be a new way to feed people.
Well, I thought that was already kind of on the table with cows. Didn't we do that with a cow? Didn't we do that with lamb?
I don't lamb, yeah.
You know? Oh, sorry. But it's almost like,
Yeah, I know lamb got a
see, it's at Starbucks,
got a
man.
clone.
Stop drinking that Starbucks. It's making you tired.
It's tiring me out.
Christ,
now.
you should not be yawning at 4 o'clock.
Evil coffee.
After, let's see, how many ounces is that puppy? That's a good
That's a 20-ounce.
20?
Yeah. Or no, actually.
No, that's more.
No, by the Poly Llama.
24,
The
25?
Poly Llama filled me in on it. It's like 22.
22?
22 ounces.
Less
And
with the ice.
He said it's messed up because venti is supposed to be 20 in Italian.
Oh, yeah.
And they call it a venti, but it's
Yep.
actually not 20 ounces.
Poly Llama, I haven't seen him in a while.
Dropping
he
some
needs to come
science.
over. He's another one that's got to come over.
Oh, yeah.
A
that'd
good
be cool.
excuse to hang out outside, Brian, because it's beautiful out in the spring.
We'll get him back for a Bobby.
Yeah. For a Bobby. So I looked up Mammoth Life. I don't know why.
Just checking out how
Yeah,
they live.
and it's a really ugly hipster indie band.
Oh.
Mammoth Life. Yeah, if you look it up, you'll fucking love it. You'll love it. Oh, I love it. I love it already. Tons of flannel. A lot of bangs. Glasses. Mustaches.
They gotta have just mustaches.
And like headbands. And the headband does not discriminate whether it's on a boy or a girl. This is fucking hilarious.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Either way, yeah, that would be a sight to
Well,
see.
wouldn't that be something to see a mammoth again?
I wonder what the difference between being able to regenerate the genome and all that stuff with the mammoth opposed to other discoveries like dinosaurs and things like that. You know, there must be
Well,
like
the thing
a
is,
big thing with it, right?
The thing with that is the mammoths have been frozen, so their blood's been preserved
Oh,
in
okay,
the
yep,
ice.
okay.
So then, as it melts, you got to cut them open and get the blood and get the cells.
So it's
and-
not just all skeletal and
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
right?
not like because the dinosaurs are more like skeletal fossils.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So
Perfect.
yeah,
Well, your mammoth fact of the day was brought to you by Podbean.com.
well, how was it? I'm pretty sure I read that on Vice News, but
God damn it, you're right. Well,
it's
brought to you
where it was
from
brought-
Brian
Yeah,
through the medium.
of Podbean.com,
Podbean.com.
where you can get any podcast set up for free, get a handful of episodes up there, and improve the quality of your podcasting medium.
Hip hop, hippity hop. So there it is.
Ditties and doodads.
Diddy and
Oh no, I'm
Doodads.
speaking in tongues. The Lord's moving through me.
Brought to you by Joel
Have you
Osteen.
seen someone speaking through tongues?
No.
They're like,
Whoa.
they do that at these things, and they say that's the Lord going through them,
Whoa.
and it makes them speak in tongues. That's what their tongues are. Praise Jesus.
Man, the Lord makes things very confusing.
Very, very
If
confusing.
the Lord wants a message to be given to the Lord's people, It's doing a bad job because I don't know what that means.
You think an all-powerful being would be a little better at it?
Would be straightforward.
Yeah.
Right? Be straightforward.
Oh, but no, it's the Lord's purpose to make him mysterious.
It's a test.
He works in mysterious ways,
Yeah,
folks.
It's a test.
He's very mysterious. It sounds like we're just his fucking playthings then, and he likes to torture us.
The whole thing is a test.
By giving us indirect messages and contradicting himself.
Well, you have to figure it out on your own, Brian. That's the human experience. You can't just be given all the messages on a plate, you know. The journey is in the discovery of how it all works.
Oh, through speaking in fucking tongues and learning through speaking in tongues that gay people are bad. Come on.
Is that what they said?
Oh, there's one lady at the event on the documentary. There's a lady that did the shockwave and stuff, and she fell over, and after she got up, she was like, "I've been gay for 30 years, but I've been healed now. I used to spend all my time in gay bars. Now I'm not. I'm a 30-year-old lesbian, no more." She's like, "I used to smoke pot. I don't need to anymore." And Louis had the best reaction to that, too. He's like, but she was like shaking and freaking out like she was like hit by a car or something. Like the force did that to her. And he's like, "Are you all right? Do you need to go to a hospital?" She's like, "No, I'll be fine. The Lord's healed me. You seem a bit stressed out. You need to smoke some pot?"
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, she does.
Seriously.
Does.
But that they cured
He might
her
have
gayness.
to check on her in about 10 years.
They cured her gayness. I love that. That's just great.
Poor woman. I'll find her in a bathtub full of red.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
I couldn't get towel snapped the gay out of me.
I know, right? This guy hit me with his coat, knocked the gay out of me. What the fuck? He sent a fucking hadukin at me, and now I'm gay free.
So
Get
ridiculous.
out of here.
So ridiculous.
Get out of here, Bible Belt.
I saw something. I should have read it, but it had something to do with the president is trying to defund these organizations that are therapies for people that want to reverse or diminish or totally disintegrate their feeling of being homosexual.
Yes.
You know how you know the therapies of like, all right, I mean, think after
Getting
10
rid of
sessions
it.
you'll stop getting an erection after you see Channing Tatum, you know? Which I think even if you're straight, you might still get one. But
You
it's
might.
Like, that's got nothing to do with it.
Magic Mike is pretty fucking gorgeous.
It's magic.
He is. He's magical.
Or
He wants to Shanning all up in your Tatum.
Jupiter. What was that sci-fi movie he just did?
Jupiter Ascending.
Jupiter Rising. Oh,
Ascending.
yeah, Ascending.
Fancier word.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Don't
because
bother.
of the credential in it that it was the director. Is it the director or the writer of the Matrix?
Yeah. But it was just.
Oh, you already seen it?
Yeah, I seen it.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. I wasn't impressed.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Bland story. Some of the visuals were pretty cool, but most of for the cool visuals that it had, most of it was in like the dark and shit too, and it was just like a boring. The story just wasn't that interesting for me.
Yeah.
It just fell a little flat.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shannon.
It looked like it was going to fall a
Foxcatcher
little
was
flat.
better.
Oh, way better. Way better. Well, I just want to let you know
But yeah.
that today's music is brought to you by Trivium.
Trivium.
Trivium, the album
In waves.
In Waves.
Wow.
Very
Splash.
cryptic. What's in the wave? What's on the wave?
Where's the wave going?
What's beneath the wave?
No.
Yeah. Where is the wave going?
Now I'm thinking of
Where does the wave come
demons.
from?
Now I'm thinking of demons and wizards.
Oh, God.
Beneath the waves.
Beneath the waves, no. That's Arion, right?
No, that's demons and wizards. Somewhere deep within.
That's Arion.
Is it?
Yes.
Beneath the waves?
Yeah, Beneath the Waves is on the... look it up. Beneath the Wave was
Gotta
off
look
the...
it up. Let's fact check this right now.
What was the album? The 10,000 Years BC or something like that?
I hope. Not 001110.
Yes.
Was it that one?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes, Beneath the Wave. Awesome. Had the sickest bridge I've ever heard. Beneath the Waves. Anyways, brought to you by Trivium.
No, I'm thinking of a totally different demons and wizards song then.
You are? But you just sang that one, though.
Is that is an Arion song?
Yes. Absolutely. Which reminds me, we should play that on a future podcast.
I'm confused.
And get into the Coma one with James Labrie.
Oh, that one's my favorite one.
Hell yeah. That was the one I discovered Arion with.
Yeah.
So beautiful. If you've never heard of Arion, check out Arion.
Check him out.
Does it say how to spell it?
Ayreon.
Yeah.
Arion.
Where's the guy from?
Sweden, I think.
Sweden?
Arjen Lucassen.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's Swedish.
He, yeah, it's another thing where,
He's
like,
great.
the whole thing's his project. He gets a lot of singers on
Bunch
there.
of guest singers, like 16 of them or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
And it's
Crazy
pretty much
amount.
it's pretty much just like an audio play because telling a huge story. Great music, a lot of contrasting types of music, but the underlining theme to it all is like still kind of rock and heavy.
Yeah.
Very galactic. Oh, it's awesome. Showcases some really good
Yes.
musicianship and crazy singing
Oh yeah.
from
the
singers that
variety
you might.
is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Devin gets on it a
He
little
pulls
bit.
from a lot of different places.
Michael Ackerfeldt's on that one.
Yeah, the guy from
Human Equation.
Catatonia.
Yes.
Who,
Yeah, he's on the
amazing.
0. What was 0.
Oh yeah,
That's
that might be the only one that he's on.
Yeah, he's just on that one.
Yeah.
And Hansi's on that one too.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And of course, Mr. Evergrey. I forget his name.
England.
Oh, England, yes.
Yeah. He did all right.
The England.
He did all right. We'll have to play that next time. You definitely want to play that one.
Yeah.
So,
In
okay.
oth-
So
in
what I was
other
asking
news-
you, I wanted to ask you yesterday. Oh no, I did ask you yesterday. I said I wanted to go over this. So we have the. I don't think it's ending, but they've come to a verdict with the 13 guilty counts on the Boston Bomber.
Boston Bomber. Yeah, I actually have.
Kid, child.
I was about to
young
mention
adult.
that when I said in other news,
Oh, you did. Okay.
but I was about to change the track here.
Yeah, and I had somebody. I was leaving the gym, and somebody's like, "Sir, what do you think? Death penalty or no death penalty?"
Yeah, for Zokhar
Yeah.
Tsarnaev.
So I'm going to give it to you, since
Death
they give it to me
penalty
in such a
or
simple
no
way.
Death penalty.
Kill him or don't kill him, because I was confused for a while because I didn't think that Massachusetts had a death penalty.
Right,
I didn't think we had the death penalty for our criminals.
but it's federal.
But it's federal, so I guess
And
that's where it came from.
Let me see. I want to see his charges here, so we get a full list of his charges. Let me.
I guess
Ranging
you,
from carjacking to using a weapon of mass destruction, resulting in death. He killed, resulting in the deaths of Crystal Campbell, Ling Zilu, and 8-year-old Martin Richard, the 8-year-old that he put the backpack bomb next to.
yeah.
And during the shootout, a cop died as well.
Yep.
The shootout that ensued.
Yeah, I think they killed the was it MIT? An MIT security
police officer. Yeah, Sean Collier. You know
Christ.
what? In cases like this, where it's an act of terrorism, I'm in favor of the death penalty for it.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of people are, right?
Yeah, let's face it. He put this fucking bomb by an 8-year-old child, and resulted in the deaths of multiple people. And that's just, that level of crime is like,
It's sick.
yeah, that he had no problems leaving that by a little kid.
And he
Like,
was
there was so much malicious intent too, and there was a nasty bomb too, like shooting out like nails and
Yeah.
shit. I think.
You know how many limbs
like-
were blown off too?
Yeah, exactly.
So
All the
many
injured people too.
Yeah.
When you're causing damage on that scale with what I'm assuming would be no remorse, yeah, that's taken that many lives. I mean, I think the death penalty can change, but depending on the circumstance.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, in like manslaughter cases where it was like, say, someone was drunk driving and they hit someone on accident, like that. I don't think they should die for that because they made a stupid mistake getting that impaired in driving.
Yeah.
But it wasn't them totally stone sober. Like, I want to kill this person. It's this is like this kid and his brother were stone sober, planning this out with just pure malicious intent to wreak havoc and hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a bad egg.
It's
Like pedophiles.
Yeah, it's still definitely. It still really baffles me. Like, I think a lot of people ponder the process that people go through for this crazy radicalization of the mind. Right? This kid was super, super young. I don't know if influences came from brother.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure
from
they did.
Media, right?
Well, yeah.
You're going to get videos. You're going to get texts. You're going to get a lot of different a lot of different ways of getting information that kind of feeds your bias towards what you want to do. You know?
Yeah, but like
what is it? What's the change? What is it in the information he's getting that becomes so convincing that maybe 2 years prior, 3 years prior, you have a rational thinking, smart, intelligent kid who's just into sports and hanging out with friends. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then take one of the most drastic turns to do one of the most drastic things that you can do at whatever age he was. Fucking, what was he, 18, 19?
Yeah.
He went to one of the UMass colleges, I thought. Dartmouth or something. I don't even know where. I forget the details. But he was a smart kid. Oh, I'm bleeding.
oh.
And, yeah,
Well, here's the thing. Like,
that's always my big thing. Like, what is that process?
the
What
influence that gets you to do that.
Yeah.
That makes someone break into that.
And then I want to know what is the substance of the influence? What are they saying? Do you know what I mean?
Well, they were subscribed to magazines
Yeah.
that are pro-terrorist, and they were getting them shipped to their houses, I guess. And police like found multiple magazines, well, a couple of them showing how to build a bomb and stuff. And it was like, I don't know if it's just like straight jealousy and stuff, like, or like they just like get this resentment because I don't know. They see something and feel like there's
Like, what do you think it
some
is?
hypocrisy in the government, like
Yeah.
that. I mean, I feel the same way about some big businesses. I feel like with me looking at that and some of the control they have and what they get away with on like taxes and stuff like that, even how much money they get.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
we're
there's
all
so much
irate
shady
over that.
shit that drives people nuts.
Yeah.
And I think some people just can take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there was a lot of messages about. There had to be messages about Muslims being oppressed in the nation and around the world. And that's got to be what it is. He's like, no, I'm a Muslim too. I got to become part of this war and save my people.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know.
No, I think
Even that, like, how much brainwashing went into it is also the question. Like, can you show me proof that he was, like, really strapped down and, like, hardcore brainwashed into doing this? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
No, you're right, man.
And even then, how do you snap out of the brainwashing? I don't think you do. Do you?
I mean, it's an ideology, right?
Yeah.
Ideologies are usually, to me, seem like the hardest thing to break.
Yeah, these are
Right.
people that will.
It's almost it's your ethos. It's your identity. It's
Yeah.
how you run and project.
They'll
like,
blow
your
themselves up.
beliefs.
They will give their own life just to take one of ours. They'll blow themselves up to do this damage. Like,
Yeah. Well, and it's it's like you said. It's like it's this brotherhood mentality where you're angry at the entity that's done this to your people, so then you get angry. So yeah, you get angry at them, and then you side with your people, and then you take in what your people are saying, and what are your people saying? We need to get back at them. How do we
Right.
get back at them?
I mean, religion's obviously a huge part of it too.
Huge.
When you're told that you're doing God's work and in the next life you're gonna be this fucking hero, you're dying a martyr, you're all of this stuff,
So
which is religions drive me nuts. But
it does. It's to me the whole thing is it's a perfect storm, and it's like I'm just speculating because there's so much to it that I can look into it, and I have, but then there's still just so much more. So then, what we were talking about before, and I'm going to get to it. It's like you have someone who's angry at a system that's
feels he's been wronged in some way by the system, maybe, or
by the system, and his people have been wronged. And whether it has to do with religious freedoms, to me, it's like the religious aspect of this. This is where the perfect storm comes in. And this is all conspiracy. But you have religion kind of being the how do I say it? It's like it's like the gun, and what's about to pull the trigger on the gun is the violence that's going on in the country, let's say, of Muslims. Okay, obviously an array of different, or Islam, be more specific, and so you have the religion, and it becomes a religious-based conversation where you bring down my God, but my God says that if you're a non-believer, we go after you, right?
Yeah, like that you have to die.
Yeah. So, but it's not just about bringing down or punching down on a religion. It's also the actual conflict that goes on in these countries, right? Mm-hmm. And the conflict in these countries, they don't just come from religious, fanaticism, or whatever that word is. We talked about the petrodollar, right? So,
Yes.
How crazy convenient is it that a handful of these countries where all of these oil reserves are, the way we threaten people for getting away from the dollar, we threaten them by invasions, by killings, right? By coups, by bringing down a regime and bringing one up. So if you do that, and then you have around these conflicts observers, and these observers subscribe to a certain religion. If they don't know that this has anything to do with the euro, the dollar, all of these different arrangements with oil,
Yeah.
all you know is that I just had a bomb blow up my mom, I just had a bomb blow up my son, I just had a bomb blow up my brother.
Right.
It's like an issue that doesn't have to do with religion is feeding the religious fanaticism. Does that make any sense?
Oh yeah, definitely. And the religious fanatics can easily take that and use it to their advantage. And
Totally.
then there you go.
So
you got a whole other group of jihadists.
Yeah, and I could be totally wrong, but I mean I've heard people say that we're fueling the environment of terrorism by the acts of by the violence that's going on over there, because we end up taking a lot more innocent lives than the guilty lives, right? There's a lot of civilians that are dying
times
too.
with the drone strikes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there is collateral damage where
Yeah.
people do get killed that didn't have anything to do with the terrorists.
So I 100% agree that this kid did wrong,
Oh yeah.
and that a lot of these
absolutely.
people do wrong. But I guess it's like I'm just somebody that wants to know a little more of the story itself. It seems too simple that it's like, oh, a kid hated America. Why? Because we're able to drink, Slurpees 7 times a week. No, he's not jealous over that. There's something else to this. What else is going on in overseas? What is the mindset of the culture here? What are the geopolitical strategies and movements that are going on in and around their own governments? It's not all just fueled by this envious hate towards the West.
Right, yeah.
And to me, we don't obviously help it by kind of like, we don't help it by a lot of like perceptions that a lot of the world kind of has of the West. We do kind of fuel it a little bit. Some of us love to have Slurpees every single day, all day long.
Oh yeah. There's no denying that.
And it's
There's
not everyone.
a lot
but
of like hardcore consumerism going on.
Yeah, what you get what I'm saying.
There's like good consumerism and there's a little bit much. There's the next level too that can be kind of disgusting. But
there's just a thought that there's a lot of ignorance in this country towards a lot of what's going on in the world, and and just the attitude towards a lot of things, and that's why some people can come home from vacations or traveling and saying like, yeah, they didn't, certain parts of the world can kind of look down on the West,
right.
And I guess maybe it's like what you said, maybe it's this icky bubblegum consumerism that kind of we've been engulfed in it, and a lot of us don't know any other way,
Well, yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people think we're nosing in everybody's business all the time,
Yeah.
Team America, World Police.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, getting back to the petrodollar, it's like, I guess that's that's a little bit of what I'm talking about. You know, it's a system that, like I said, that's the derivatives of the system. It can create violence, and here's one of the paths, right? You know, you have an invasion of a country, you have this super complex strategy to move aside certain regimes to place in another one for your benefit, and all while people that are observing it have this certain belief about, you know, their spirituality and all these things, and they're having people die around them, and they see the bad guy as this super advanced nation that's come over in these amazing new machines, and they look like we're out of the future, you know?
Yeah.
So it seems complex, and I could be wrong, but you know, there's so many little things that, like, you try to maybe connect a couple dots, even though it's not that I'm saying I don't think these dots exist. There's probably a lot of dots in between them, you know, because I'm really simplifying it all.
Yeah.
No more Starbucks for you.
No, I know. Seriously, this coffee just drained the life out of me, I think. That was rough.
That is rough.
It just stole my soul.
I wonder if it's got too much caffeine or if it's just bad coffee.
I don't know. This might be a bad one, because usually I don't yawn like this.
Well, the last time you were on here, you had a Starbucks coffee, and you were yawning the whole time, too.
Was I?
Yes, you were. The cup was right here.
Interesting.
Yes.
The plot thickens.
Yeah.
Maybe I need
That's
to go
why
bulletproof.
That's why I asked you again.
Oh, man.
Add a little bit of honey. You'll be fine.
A little honey. Yeah.
We got to figure out a way to do it iced, because you don't like hot, right?
Yeah, I'd have to ice it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll drink hot coffee, but...
Yeah.
Oh, but on a side note, with everything with, you know, the petrodollar and all that also calls into question a lot of things like, is it morally justifiable for the United States to move in and secure the safety of the dollar as the world's reserve currency and everything, which would in turn influence terrorists to some degree, seeing us coming over doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Which, in a way, I can see it as...
The moral was created by the United States, right? I mean, they made the deal.
Right. And, like, I could see... I mean, in the idea of self-preservation as the top country in the world, I see that obviously that's the motive behind it all. Like, we want to stay on top. And maybe that's part of the problem, and that keeps perpetuating wars.
Yeah. But it's almost like, as of now, we have to stay on top, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
We're all in fear
are
of a
we
collapse.
doing what we need to have done to preserve our country as a whole? Like, you know?
And it's weird because, I mean, if you want to say that this country has a lot of things that make us at the top, you know, and in the sense, you know, I guess with an economic standpoint, you know, which a lot of people would argue that it's not, because, you know, the classes are getting really, really divided in the last, like, 10, 20 years.
Big time. Big time,
yeah. But, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just a bunch of, like, guerrilla fighting at the top of the mountain, and we're all paying for it.
Yeah.
You know?
The little guy always loses.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line of that sort of thing. Whether it's the little guy over in the Middle East or the little guy here. Look at the people who it directly affects, the people that were at that marathon and got bombed, who had nothing to do with any of it, any war at all, bro. Like, it's always the little guy who suffers.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, with this kid, I think, you know, killing innocent people.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely deserves everything that he's about to get. It's just
what caused him to do it.
Yeah.
You're looking at the cause.
It'd be nice to now really try to extrapolate and get as much as you can from this kid before he goes, so that we have a better sense of, like, how humans can kind of get down a certain slope.
Right, how you get to that point where you're building a fucking nail bomb and bringing it. Yeah.
Never mind the realities of what's going on in their country and what we've done, because we have, and that's it. And I guess I bring it up just because it's I just think there's a lot more to it, and people really want to simplify it.
I think
it's
a lot of people,
they're bad people. We need to kill them, down to the point of let's just bomb the whole country, you know. And I've grown adults say this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I step back from it a little bit, and it's not my passive way of thinking. I know I can get that way, but I don't know. I don't get the quick leap that so many people take out of just
I
anger
wouldn't
and
say
frustration.
bomb the whole damn country.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's good people there too. But the problem is, it's obviously an act of it could be an act of retaliation for the war in Iraq, everything that's happened before. But at the same time, in the name of could be, like you said, it could be retaliation for the collateral damage of, a drone strike killing innocent civilians. And, that might be inevitable. And in the end, that collateral damage comes back to us in this form.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like that would be inevitable in the war in general. And it's just like...
Does it make an endless war?
Yeah. Do we just keep going with it? In the name of self-preservation, do we just have to take these losses and be like, "Yep, that's a loss on our side. Let's kill him now," and then they'll retaliate eventually again, and we'll have to execute the next one too.
Yeah, it's just a wheel that just keeps turning.
Do we just keep going with the cycle until? And that's where people eventually can draw that conclusion too of bomb everybody. Because it's just like it's human nature, and this world that we've created sometimes demands constant violence and the reaction and backlash of violence over and over. It's just
it's a cycle.
Yeah, it's a very vicious cycle of collateral damage and retaliation.
I guess it's just something that maybe more people that I would talk to about this would question or bring it up with me, because a couple people that I've talked to about this, it's very plain and simple. And if I were to try to have this conversation that I'm having right now with a good handful of them, they would either slowly fade away and not really know what to say about it, or they would have this weird thing where they would think that I'm a sympathizer.
Oh, yeah, that'd be the next thing. You're fine with them killing these people?
Yeah.
No, we're not fine with it. We're just trying to look at where the fuck that comes from.
Yeah. I mean,
it's analyzing the situation in a scientific way.
And it's a lot of
caused
analyzing.
this? What's the cause and effect here?
Yeah, there's just so much to it,
Don't just look at what the media surfaces at it,
Yeah, because
get a little more in depth.
They're going to give you the boogeyman,
thinking. Yeah.
They're going to give you the boogeyman.
So that everyone's just automatically fine with whatever we do.
Yeah.
Like torture and stuff. Like that torture that came out with the CIA.
Yeah.
Did you remember when that came out, the torture report?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which was, I think, only half of it? Right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure. And I'm sure there was plenty more that went on.
Yeah.
It's no, we can't. That pissed me off because it's we're supposed to be, as the top country in the world, we should be setting the standards for how wars are fought.
And the standard now is lying because they've even lied about doing them.
Oh yeah.
Never mind like the morality of it, like you're saying.
Yeah, the morality.
But when you say that
torture,
things don't go on, and then the report says that it does.
And the funny thing is,
it's just another layer of the lie of the normal lies that just your society sees you do all the time,
And the best part with the torture too is almost all the time they didn't get good information out of it, because when you're fucking waterboarding and starving someone to death and beating the shit out of them, they're going to tell you anything that they think you might want to get you to stop doing that to them.
Absolutely.
It's not an effective means of gathering intelligence.
Yeah.
You're way better off you could play a little bit of good cop, bad cop, maybe scare them a little bit, use common interrogation tactics, and then have that good guy you know what? If you helped us out, you would become an American asset, and your situation could improve a lot more. Yeah,
a hero to your own people in the sense of how you're gonna help us rearrange our relationship with the Middle East.
And create peace rather than constant
fuck if
war,
I know, but I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, that the torture doesn't produce anything really of worth. Never mind,
it's
and it sets a bad precedent.
Yeah, and these guys are willing to die for this. So this is the exact person that's going to be the hardest to extract information from. Someone who feels that they're failing their faith by giving up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, trust me, I have 0% knowledge of what these guys must go through. But it's like, while they're going through it, it's almost like their faith in what they believe in is the driving force to not give up information. Because they feel that they're doing good,
Yeah.
They feel that they're doing good.
Yeah, and they don't want to give it up, and they're willing to die for it. So
Yeah.
So I can see where people will be like, well, we got to torture them until they give it up.
Yeah.
We'll use pain to do it. But I don't even know. I think
Well, that was the
when
thought.
it comes down to it, like,
now,
it's not going to work.
Yeah. With like what you just said, with the information that's come out, is the conclusion that, all right, I guess it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Is that the conclusion?
Exactly.
Because if it is, then I guess there needs to be a new way of...
A way to turn them to our side,
Yeah.
or throw them in jail if you got to. I mean, but, right, throw them in jail rather than all the millions of people that get arrested for marijuana possession,
Yeah, absolutely.
Do that. I'm sure they're not going to like American prison. I'm sure they're not going to like it.
No, they're not going to like it. But I guess you can. What's the term? Oh no, when you've been made. That means when you've been uncovered, right?
What do you mean?
So if you were an undercover spy,
mm-hmm.
and you were playing the game of being on the other side, and then they found out that you were actually from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I think
find
that's
out
like,
you're a double agent.
Shit, I've been made, double agent. But it's like this must have worked at some point where you were able to get someone and make a deal. And when you make that deal, you get information from them, right?
Well, yeah, you got to find like the right person as well. Like, I guarantee not every terrorist is actually willing to die. You know?
Yeah. Some people still have families. Some people have like a child pulling at them to come back.
Some people will even help terrorists over there just because they don't want the terrorists to hurt their family.
Yeah.
So those people are dying for a way out of the fucking country and everything. Yeah. So those are the people that you would go after more. Have you ever seen the?
So is that totally so?
Topic,
if you're hold on. So sorry. So if you're going after them, then it's like, well, there has to be a filtration system. We got to torture them because it does work on occasion, and when it works, it's incredibly beneficial, right?
Well, it's kind of
gray,
it's
right?
Like, it's a really
because
if
it does work, it works really well. But if it doesn't work as often, but even if it works 1 out of 20 times, 1 out of 30 times, if that information is super valuable, let's go through the next 30 till we get to the 1, right?
Well, yeah, that's what they're saying. But then it's like,
tough.
Do you want to further your empire on a pile of tortured bodies? Like, that is just going to make them hate us that much more. I mean, they still hate us either way, but it just that sets a standard too. What if next time we go to war, someone gets a hold of our soldiers, like a big group of them, they're going to do the same fucking thing. Mm-hmm. And our soldiers are going to be the ones getting their fucking nails ripped off and waterboarded and shit. And it's like, do we want to make that the gold standard in war and make that the standard of brutality? Like,
it could even be it now.
That's so medieval, That's just medieval, and we need to get out of that.
It's so GOT.
Oh, I know, right? Cutting dicks off and stuff.
Is that what happens in the show?
Someone gets their dick cut off,
Oh, God. All right.
He's a very tortured person.
Well, here we are.
On that note, don't get your dick cut off, kids.
Yeah, don't get your dick cut off. Where were we? 17.
17. Oh, man.
One,
almost an adult.
Yeah, one more, and we can get tattoos in the next episode.
Bruh, no way.
Yeah, for real. Matching ones. Barbed wire.
Barbed wire. That's just a great first tattoo. I like that.
Oh, I love it. TheIntercept.org. Podbean.com.
Yeah.
What the hell else?
Apocalyptic Girl by Andrew MacLean.
Yes.
Check that comic out, people.
Out.
Oh, shit, I don't have the date in front of me.
We'll figure it out.
Apocalyptic Girl. Look it up. Andrew MacLean. Find him on Twitter or Facebook. Anywhere.
Soon.
It's coming very soon.
Very soon.
If I have... I don't think I have time to pull up the guy.
So, yeah, if you want to get into looking at problems with a little bit of a broader scope, what can help, I believe, are some of these websites, and one of them is theintercept.org. Check it out, okay? And talk about it on podbean.com.
In stores, May 20th, Apocalyptic Girl by Andrew McLean. Check it out.
Bam. Weeks away. Have fun. Episode 17. Love you.